John had spent over 4 decades as a high school teacher, dedicating his life to educating and mentoring young skulls full of mush. When he finally retired, however, he looked forward to spending more time with his family and pursuing hobbies he had long neglected. However, as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, John grappled with an unexpected sense of emptiness. The once fulfilling daily interactions with students and colleagues were replaced by long, quiet hours at home. John began to feel isolated and unsure of his purpose, leading to a decline in his mental well-being. The challenge is, John's story is common. Many retirees face significant mental health challenges as they transition from a structured, purpose-driven life to a more unstructured, even solitary existence. Mental health is a crucial aspect of overall well-being, particularly for retirees who may struggle with changes in their daily routines and social interactions. This segment explores the challenges retirees face regarding mental health and the consequences of poor mental health, with potential solutions to help retirees maintain their mental well-being. Welcome to my podcast on how not to retire, a psychological approach to retiring healthy and wealthy. Episode 20, Mental Health. Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Richard Himmer. Research on retiree depression is scarce, and few studies directly relate depression with retirement despite the great diversity of published articles on this disease. However, in a recent study published in 2020, the researchers introduced their study with the following, quote, "Retirement is a final life stage characterized by the ceasing of work and the loss of a routine, social relations, role, status, accomplishments, and aspirations, etc. Many times it is accompanied by negative feelings and can provoke different psycho-emotional reactions such as depression, among others," close quote. According to this article, 28% of retirees experience depression. So that's about 1/3 of retirees nationwide suffering from depression. It is necessary to implement prevention and early detection measures to approach what is now becoming a public health problem. So consider the following challenges from the research. First bullet point, isolation and loneliness. We have discussed this multiple times and probably should sound familiar. Loss of purpose. Again, this is familiar, and it's always coupled with a loss of identity. Identity always leads to purpose. Third bullet point, financial stress. Though not really covering today and nor in the past, I have spoken about the difference between money and wealth. So let's start with one of the primary challenges retirees face, and that is the isolation and loneliness bullet point. After leaving the workforce, many retirees find that their social circle shrinks, and considerably. Colleagues who were once a regular part of their lives may no longer be present, and opportunities for social interaction may diminish. According to a study published in the Journal of Aging and Health, social isolation is linked to a higher risk of depression and anxiety in older adults. This loss of a structured environment and daily social interactions often leads to feelings of loneliness and even abandonment. This is particularly challenging if, when as a child, the parents abandon the retiree. It just comes back. Another significant challenge is the loss of purpose. For many individuals, their job provides a sense of identity and accomplishment. Retirement can strip away this sense of purpose, leaving retirees feeling adrift. A survey by the Employee Benefit Research Institute found that 48% of retirees no longer have a sense of purpose that they once derived from their work. This loss can negatively impact mental health, leading to feelings of worthlessness and depression. The consequences of poor mental health in retirees are really far-reaching. One of the most immediate effects is the decline in physical health. You see, mental health and physical health are closely linked. Poor mental health can lead to chronic conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. The National Institute on Aging reports that depression in older adults is associated with an increased risk of physical health problems. And this study was done in 2018. So this creates a vicious cycle where poor mental health leads to poor physical health, which in turn exacerbates mental health issues. It is a connected circle. Another consequence is the increased risk of mental disorders. Retirees with poor mental health are more susceptible to conditions such as depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. A study in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that untreated depression, now there's 30% of us out there, in older adults, is associated with a higher risk of developing dementia. This highlights the importance of addressing mental health issues early to prevent further complications. And I'll just sidetrack here. Your physical condition will have a direct impact on your mental. If it's nothing more than just walking, that is such a significant step moving forward. So to continue, several strategies can be employed by retirees to maintain healthy mental health. So staying socially active is one of the most effective ways to combat loneliness and isolation. Joining clubs, participating in community events, or volunteering can give retirees a sense of community and belonging. I know when I go golfing, I often meet folks who are retired, not because they necessarily need the money, but because they're constantly socializing on the golf course. And they get to do like tournaments and they get to visit with people. It's really an engaging occupation for them. Research has shown that social engagement can significantly improve mental health outcomes for older adults. You know, it's fun to see my mom enjoy activities at her local retirement center. She doesn't live there. She grabs the bus and goes there, or one of her daughters takes her. But she does things from drums to bingo to cards, and she comes back invigorated. If you're not socially engaged right now, imagine what it would be like to have daily or weekly activities with like-minded folks. Finding new purposes and hobbies is another crucial strategy. Retirees can explore activities they are passionate about, gardening, painting, or taking up a new sport. Pickleball and golf, you're always welcome. Engaging in meaningful activities can help restore a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The Harvard study of adult development found that individuals who engaged in hobbies and maintained a sense of purpose had better mental health and life satisfaction in retirement. Briefly, on the financial part, the financial planning and management steps are essential. Retirees should work with qualified financial advisors to create a sustainable financial plan that accounts for potential future expenses. The CFP, or Certified Financial Planners Board, recommends that retirees regularly review their financial plans and adjust as needed to reduce financial stress. Finally, seeking professional help when needed is essential. Retirees should never hesitate to consult mental health professionals if they're struggling. Therapy or counseling and medication can all be effective in managing mental health issues. I'm going to speak more on this at a later time with techniques to how to increase your strength, your mental health strength and acuity moving forward that you do not typically get in therapy, but that's another topic. The American Association for Geriatric Psychiatry emphasizes the importance of mental health services tailored to the unique needs of older adults. So now we have supporting data and real-world examples that is going to further illustrate the challenges and solutions for retirees. So we're going to take a case study of a retiree named Maria. Maria experienced severe depression after retiring and found significant improvement after she joined a local art class and began volunteering at a food bank. So I'm just going to stop for a second. She didn't do much except join a class to follow a passion and started volunteering at a food bank. So she was in the service of others. So we have statistics from the National Institute of Mental Health that shows older adults who participate in social and recreational activities have a 30% lower risk of developing depression. Okay, I want that to sink in. Let's do a little math. Roughly 30% of retirees experience some degree of depression, and retirees who socially engage experience 30% fewer symptoms of depression. This is not complicated math, and in an upcoming segment, I'll address the fear factor that inhibits many folks from finding happiness during retirement. So, in summary, the transition to retirement presents significant mental health challenges for many retirees. The sense of isolation and loneliness, the loss of purpose, and financial stress can all contribute to a decline in mental health. The consequences of poor mental health are profound, impacting both physical health and increasing the risk of mental disorders, not to mention the impact on loved ones. However, there are numerous strategies that retirees can employ to maintain and improve their mental health. I am suggesting that it's almost never a given that you're going to have challenging mental health if you prepare, you pre-plan in advance, and you stay socially active by finding new purposes and hobbies, managing your finances effectively, and seeking professional help if needed. The evidence from case studies and statistical data underscore the importance of addressing these issues, and notice proactively, not just addressing it, but doing it in advance. By implementing these strategies, retirees can navigate the challenges of this new phase of life and find resilience and optimism to associate with. Ultimately, the mental health of retirees is not only a personal concern, so that'd be loved ones, children, for example. It's a societal one. As the population ages, which it is crucial to create supportive environments and resources that promote the mental well-being of us, the older, seasoned, more experienced adults in society. And heaven knows our younger generations, the 18 to 40-year-olds, are tremendously challenged with their own issues going on that I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not, but if I make the time to do this, talk about what's going on with our younger folks that we could perhaps even help as grandparents. Wouldn't that be awesome to be able to help our grandchildren kind of find an identity, kind of figure out how to go navigate their lives? Individuals, communities, and policymakers, I would suggest, need to work together to support the mental health of our aging population. By the way, when I say mental health, that's not a negative. It just means we all have some degree of mental health. Sometimes it's healthy mental health. Sometimes it's poor mental health. And remember this, retirement doesn't have to mean the end of your adventures. We've covered this in a few segments. Think of this as the start of a new chapter where you, quote, forgot to go to work today, close quote. This is just a sign that you're finally living the dream. Let's live the dream in retirement. Let's make this the bonus part, the bonus half of life. Let's embrace this time with a smile, a sense of humor, and whether it's taking up a salsa dancing class, mastering the art of bonsai, or simply perfecting the ultimate afternoon nap, we can create a happy time, a productive time. Laughter is one of the best medicines, but being busy, socially active, could be the everything that you need. So remember, don't try harder, try different. Until next time, may your habits harmonize with your purpose, leading to a life filled with happiness, joy, and well-being.